Oh, shoot.
What's up?
Let's go.
We back.
The bean and the bat.
Trace.
Let's start bridging the gap. This is actually semi-warming my cold, jaded heart. Like, watching this occur and okay, fine. We'll backtrack or whatever, but quick recap. So it was about 10 days ago. Athena issued a challenge to Hiller. Hiller accepted said challenge. Not sure if either one of them or if Athena really thought that Hiller would say yes. Hiller said yes. Yay.
Mhm.
And now it's been 10 days since all of that occurred.
Mhm.
So I'm super excited. Her workout started this week. Uh, and her workouts, this is what I know, is that one workout a week is going to be a vault workout, which is from street parking.
Mm.
So Miranda and Julian Alcaraz, it's from their vault. Uh, 1 to 2 workouts a week will be like her rest days, should she choose, but it's active rest. So either walking or whatever she chooses. And then the rest of the days, so like 4 to 5 days, are Hiller programming days.
Mm.
So that started this week.
Mm.
Super pumped about that.
Mhm.
Um, she showed a lot of her nutrition, which I'm gonna try to find on her stories. But she showed a lot of the food that she's eating, which I mean, it looks like it should be straight out of a book.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Just salmon. I think the the accent was on more protein.
Yeah.
Right. So just trying to get more protein into
Yep.
the diet.
Mhm.
I don't I don't know if she's counting numbers. Um oh, I have no idea what that was. Um
Mhm.
I have no idea if she's counting numbers. I think that she is, but I think mostly it's suggestions coming from Hiller as far as her food. And then, obviously for the person that's working out and whatnot,
Mhm.
it's, uh, it's her personal choice, and it would be anybody's personal choice. Like your coach can show you what to eat, but or tell you what to eat, but at the end of the day, it's you have to make the decision for yourself.
So Hiller is guiding her on suggestions. She doesn't have like a nutritionist to help her.
I'm not sure.
Mhm.
I know that Hiller is guiding her
Mhm.
on her uh on her nutrition journey
Yeah.
and kind of helping her with that and whatever.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, it's her choice
Oh
and
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and her responsibility for
Yeah, for
what she's
sure.
going to eat.
Mhm.
Um I think the real thing was the fear of putting numbers out too quickly. Right? So her base seeing numbers like on a scale, like weighing yourself or weighing food or whatever, that can be triggering to her base.
Mhm.
So I think it's just kind of trying to figure out when is the right time to put out the numbers or whatever.
Is she tracking her numbers all day, every day?
I think she is, yeah.
Is she tracking her the numbers on the scale? Like
Yeah,
is
she's taking
she's
pictures.
taking.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's absolutely taking pictures of that.
Mhm.
um and I think that it's just a matter of what is good to put out for people, like, to consume immediately.
Mhm.
Because also this is tailored to her. It's not tailored to anybody else.
Yeah, so numbers per se, when it comes to nutrition, macros, counting your macros for instance, like your macros would not be the same as my macros. Even if we both were trying to gain more muscle for instance, like our numbers would still not be the same
Right.
because we're not the same weight, we're not the same, we're not starting at the same, we're not our fitness isn't the same, like we would be different. So it's always important to note that when you're seeing someone's journey or following someone's journey and they choose to share those specific numbers, it's not tailored to anybody else but the specific person.
Yeah.
So, and I always say, I mean, I tracked my macros for a little while. It was a very big learning curve, but it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
And you also have those people that that's how they thrive. They thrive with very specific instructions and directions. And a lot of times people when they start like something that I would used to do when I counted my macros was I found myself just eating the same thing
Yeah.
because it's simple. I knew how much protein, how much carbs, how much fat was in this meal. So to meet my numbers for the day or whatever, like it was
Well,
just easier that
and
way.
we've talked about this, and it's a bunch of different, there's a bunch of different ways to do this. Like, are looking at how your clothes fit. Like, I don't really look at the scale so much as, am I moving well? Do I feel good?
Mhm.
Is my energy up? Um,
How's my sleep?
yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Mhm.
And how do my clothes fit for me? So,
Oh, me too.
and then
Yeah.
the scale is kind of irrelevant, but there aren't too many people that can do that. So I understand where that can become a concern for stress.
Yeah, because that comes just from diet culture. That
Yeah,
just comes from, you know, women's culture of like, you have to be this number. It comes from our medical culture too. I mean, think about it. BMIs. Like, I mean, if we went by that, I've been quote unquote, according to the BMI, I've been overweight for my entire life
yeah,
because I don't fall into those numbers.
yeah. Me too.
So we come from a place where numbers mean everything. You know, I don't I think it's important to find those other ways because if
You can
you're
stress out about it too long. If you stress out about it
exactly.
too
Yeah.
long, then you don't want to do it. So that was a
And longevity too.
yeah,
That's what I wanted to say. That's why I lost my train of thought. It's longevity too. Like, are you trying to? We all can lose weight, and this was something that I was thinking about earlier after you and I kind of touched base. When you were getting all of the feedback and the check in from Athena and whatever, like we all can lose weight. We all can hit numbers. But for most of us, maintaining those very specific numbers, those very drastic numbers, many of us can't sustain that long term. So a lot of times it's more about creating a lifestyle that feels good for that individual person.
yeah.
How can like is this
Well, we talked about it too, right? Is it more important to put out, numbers,
mhm,
right? So if you're scared of, putting out all the numbers for people to see and obsess about and continue, like, be stressed out about, or is it more important to start talking about the stress that leads to, you know, punishing yourself or overeating or whatever, right? So you wake up in the morning, you see a workout, you look at it and you're like, "Oh crap. I don't that looks ridiculous. Even with the scale, it looks ridiculous. No, I'm scared of that workout. I don't want to do that workout, so I'm not going to go today." Or
mhm.
I feel like I'm going to look stupid if I do that workout or any of those things. I felt that way.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
it do we address are we addressing numbers first, or are we addressing our emotional attachment to working out and food and, whatever those stress levels are?
Yeah, I think that or I would say from my experience is that it's diving the triggers, the stress, the sleep, the the honest relationship with food, the honest relationship with yourself. Some people it's journaling, meditating, slowing down, that kind of stuff, working out. That is the deep work, what I would call it. That's the deep shit that you work through to be able to create the longevity of the healthy lifestyle that aligns with who you are and
I
whatever that looks like.
I feel like that deep work would pretty much need to come first, and I feel like that's why so many people don't want Hiller as her coach. I feel as if they're afraid that he won't be able to handle the emotion that's going to come from whatever her deep work is or was
Yeah.
or needs, you know what I mean? I just don't I think they're afraid that maybe he's never seen anything like that before or that he's not able to handle that. And so they're going to jump on the Hiller's gonna fail train.
Well, it goes to the whole concept of just because you see someone online, you think that you know them.
Yeah.
And I feel as a coach, from a coach to coach, I would believe that he chose to get an L1 and become a coach and have an affiliate at one point and do programming, that he honors that integrity as a coach. And in order to do that, it is more than just the numbers. It is more than just the fitness.
Yeah, you have to
It
care about people at their core.
100%. So it's that whole concept of like, okay, just because he shows you what he chooses to show you, that you know everything about him. And that's just naive to think. Like, yeah,
Hey, Jeff. Yeah, I think Heller has more depth than that. Yeah, yeah,
100%.
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
And also we choose what we
Because
share
like,
with people.
what do you think that what are we thinking Hiller's gonna do? Or not even us, but what are people these like, let's put a hit out on Hiller? What do these people think Hiller's gonna do? Do you think that he's just gonna chain her up somewhere and be like, don't eat and just work out all day?
I'm sure there are people
I
that
mean,
think
come on.
that, like,
Like
you know.
it's you know what I mean? We've you have to get to know the person that you're training. And I don't think that Hiller didn't get to know the people that he was training when he was a coach in his own affiliate.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure he probably knew, like every coach,
Mhm.
everybody in there, their names, their kids,
Yeah.
what their goals were, all those things.
Yeah,
So
because it's our job to get, as coaches, it's our job to get down into the root of, why are you here? How did you get here? You know, and by peeling back those layers, you're able to figure out how someone got here and introduce ways to help them start to feel better. You know what I mean? Like, oh,
hi,
hi.
Chris.
Hi, Chris. um, so and I just feel like that's an integrity thing that comes down to being a coach.
Yeah, and to me, what I can see and what I hear is that they have a very good relationship. They're talking a lot. Um, I know that Hiller I don't know what she did today, but I know that on Tuesday he programmed double Fran for her.
Whew.
Yeah. Hiller is all about programming for the best scale for the rest. So that was where we were going is he programmed double Fran for her.
Ouch.
She did it. She called me and she couldn't put her hands overhead, but she felt great.
Mhm.
It was like that soreness that was just like you were proud of it,
Yeah.
right?
You
Like
yeah,
you
you
knew
did
you did
you
something
did
that
the
day.
work, you
Yeah.
did that work today. Yeah, that shit was hard and you did that today. Your body was like,
Yeah.
"Bravo. Good job."
And I know that it was scaled. It was a scaled version. I don't know what the scale is or was.
Mhm.
But whatever it was, when she came out of it, she came out of it happy, feeling good about it, and decided that she was gonna take her rest day, where if you go to her Instagram, you can see she's doing like a 30-45 minute walk in the freezing cold. Um, and still happy and still just wanting to do hard things that Hiller asked her to do, one hard thing a day, right?
Yeah.
And she's out there doing it, and she doesn't want to fail him. And I honestly, I for 2 seconds, I can't think that he wants to fail her,
Yeah. Mhm.
right? Like, he cares.
Yeah.
So for all of the people that were coming after him, because I saw it, there was a comment in Athena's story that was like, of all the coaches you could pick, you freaking picked Hiller with the like throw up emoji face.
Mhm.
Why?
I would say my question, my
Why
return,
not?
that was absolutely gonna be my return question. Why not?
Why
Why
not?
not? she she preaches and speaks about the power of getting people to understand other people
Yeah.
and working with larger body people. Why would she not take this opportunity to be as triggered and challenged and pushed as much as she could by someone that you would never imagine that she would do that with? Why go to someone that is safe?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I don't mean that Hiller's not safe
Yeah, I
to
mean,
be able to have that,
we have to
whatever. But
take into
like,
accountability that he is a kind of a shock jock, right? Like, in order to get his points across and want to, impact things that he feels passionate about, he's kind of a shock jock about it. He's gonna come at you hard and fast, pause, and he's like, it's a lot. And because of how loud he is and because of how fast he talks, sometimes you can't hear the message that he's trying to give.
mhm,
But I don't think any of the messages that he's trying to give are coming from a bad place. I just think that's how he's trying to, it's that shock value of how to get your message out there. And he's very good at it and he does it. And that's him. That's
mhm.
fine. Don't think that means that he's not capable of listening to someone and helping and meeting them where they're at,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
So,
And also challenge them.
yeah, and hold them accountable, which is also something that I think she really wanted, and she is dead set on not failing him.
Yeah, we're all humans and it's very easy for me to hold someone else accountable. Sorry, hold on. It's very easy for me to hold someone outside of myself accountable. Like you, for instance. It's very easy for me to hold you accountable. It's very easy for you to hold me accountable.
Yep.
But we can't do it on our own. Most of us cannot hold ourselves accountable. That's why there's coaches. That's why there's that saying like coaches need coaches. People need coaches. So for her and her position, she's able to help hold her community accountable in certain aspects and those type of connections.
And
And
so,
also as the leader in front, she needs someone to help hold her accountable as well.
yeah, I think they're
None of us are beneath having a coach. None of us are beneath having someone to help hold us accountable because we're also human in the fact that we always will tell ourselves that something is more important. I'll do it later.
I thought this was really cool, and I thought this was really open and honest of her in a way that, or vulnerable, whatever you want to call it, in a way that I, in this world today, I haven't seen very, very much. But she went back to some of the videos that initially she was triggered by, from Hiller, right? So she went back and rewatched some of the videos that she felt like she was triggered by when she watched them. She watched them again after knowing him for a little bit and talking to him, having conversations. He's her coach, right?
Mhm.
They have to get to know each other. They have to get down to the dirty, conversations that nobody wants to have.
Yep.
And she went back and she watched those videos and she was like, what was I triggered by? He wasn't he wasn't saying what I thought he was saying when I watched it the first time.
Mhm.
And to me, that's crazy powerful,
Yep.
right? You
You've done it. I've done it. I'm sure Chris has done it. I'm sure Jeff has done it. Like
you
because
get
the real growth comes from going back to those things that are triggered because in order to not be triggered over and over and over and over by the same thing, you have to figure out why you're triggered by it in the first
and
place.
understanding that you're not triggered by it's not the person's fault that like you're triggered by that person. It's not that person's fault. It 99% of the time it has something to do with something that happened to you. And so now what that person is saying is triggering you.
Mhm.
But if you no longer hold that, if you don't hold that stress anymore, and the person says the same thing, you're able to hear it and it's not triggering anymore.
You still might disagree with
But
it.
yeah, you can absolutely be like, eh,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
But you're not so heightened and triggered by it where you hold it all day and then the snowball effect happens. Whether it's you're so triggered by it that you lash out on your partner, you're so triggered by it that, you lash out on your kids, you can't do your job,
You have to yell at somebody on Instagram.
right, you have to go to
Like,
Instagram and start a fight.
yeah,
You are an emotional eater. That was something that was big for me for a long time, is that I was an emotional eater because I was triggered all the time. So it's like grabbing that and or whatever that is. But now even when there's something that comes up that you don't
Jan Clark, good evening.
what's up? If you don't agree with it, it's still okay that you don't agree with it, but then there's no snowball effect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's almost like you have the snowball in your hand because it's the trigger, and do you choose to roll it down the hill so it gets bigger, or you choose to toss it over there and let it be?
Yeah.
So, but that takes time. That takes a lot of work too.
And the other thing I think that was very, yeah, that does take a lot of work. I feel like they both, I'm seeing a little something, and I feel like they both have a fear of failing each other. Right? So, like, Athena does not want to let Hiller down. In her mind, she's gonna make Hiller look good. She they have a bond. She wants to make him look good. And from what I can tell from him and the way that he responds when she calls him coach, the way that he talks about her, when he looks so proud of her. And I feel like there's a little bit in there too where he's afraid of failing her.
Yeah, because they're a team now.
Yeah. And
They're a
that's
team.
really cool to see.
Yeah.
From two people, mind you, that like Athena was triggered by his comments and his posts. He would say some outlandish things, which is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey,
Again,
to each their own.
right.
And he was trying to make his points the way that he was trying to make his points. And but they come from two very different ways of moving on the internet. And now they're sitting down and having a bond and being afraid to fail each other. That's massive to me. That transcends CrossFit. That transcends a lot of things in my mind. That's two people who disagree on religion sitting down and having a conversation. That's Sporty Beth talking to Sevon and having a conversation. That's politics, whatever. If you get, oh yeah, yep. A lot of people want to see Hiller fail. Yeah, I know, and it's so disheartening that you can't root for people. Like,
Yeah.
He's not. Again, I say, what do you think he's gonna do? He's training her in public.
Yeah.
What what's he gonna do? You know what I mean? What do you think? You think he's just gonna make her run 7 freaking miles right now for time?
Yeah.
Come on.
That just goes that there just are people in this world that just always want to be divided.
Yeah.
They always want to be right. They always want to see there. It's like if one succeeds, the other one fails. Why can't they both succeed? Why
Right.
can't we all succeed? Why can't we all do better? Why can't we all come to the table? We don't have to agree. We don't have to agree on everything. But
No.
why can't we all live
Like
happy and fulfilled and aligned with what feels aligned to us?
But there was even Hiller's people. There were people in there going, why isn't she paying for a trainer? Why isn't she can't pay him? Why is he doing this for free? Blah, blah, blah.
You
Like,
mind your fucking business.
that's what PK said.
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to steal his thunder if that's what but that again, and maybe this will be a triggering word because one of the last podcasts that we watched, this was a very triggering word. What privilege do you have, my dear, that you feel that you deserve to know every single detail about the conversations that they had? You don't know.
Right.
Enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Enjoy the information that you're given. Enjoy the information that they're willing to share with you. Enjoy the fact that they're inviting you to come along on the ride.
Yeah.
Enjoy it, because you know what? She didn't have to say shit online. She didn't have to tell anybody that she was doing this. She could have kept it to herself.
Yep.
She could have told Hillary, listen, I want to do this with nobody knowing, except maybe if she chose to invite friends and, behind the scenes, whatever. But she's choosing to use her platform, and she's choosing to do it publicly. As vulnerable as it is, as scary as it is, as challenging as it's going to be for her, she's choosing to do it publicly, and she chose to do it with him.
Yep.
So enjoy the fucking ride.
Yeah.
Enjoy the fucking show. What?
And it
you
is
are
true.
not a part of that conversation because it is none of your business.
And yeah, and Young Clark, I don't know if you've I mean, we're seeing a lot of people from it's not even Athena's. I mean, yeah, a lot of people are checking on her to make sure hey, are you okay? Hey, how you doing? A lot of people that like weren't asking her how she was doing before are all of a sudden asking her how she's doing now. And it's it's very interesting. I feel like if I'm gonna be a conspiracy theorist, I feel like there's gonna be a lot of like fringe sporty Beth people that are gonna jump on Athena's train to try to make Hiller look like shit. And for me, that it's like, how do you 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 shit all over Athena to start with, right? When Sporty Beth was mad, all her little people like shit all over Athena in the beginning. And now you're like, "Oh, hey, are you okay? How are you doing? Blah, blah, blah."
Mhm.
And the difference between oh, let's see, what's up? Let's pull it up. I speak to Athena regularly, Jan Clark. We're doing her seminar in the U. Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're hoping to catch it when she comes closer to us. We're in New York. We're hoping to catch it in Jersey. So yeah, that's super cool. I imagine she will be flooded. Yeah, she is. And that's gonna something that she's gonna have to manage. I don't the magnitude of this, I feel like is it I hope for me, I hope oh, PK, what's up? Heather couldn't be nicer. Everyone should put their pitchforks down, everyone on either side. Yeah, not wrong. Not wrong at all.
Mhm.
Um and I think that there's going to be people that are going to come to her and want her to be a part of everything now because this is so big and it is so much bigger than I think either one of them thought it would ever be.
Mhm.
Um but yeah, I do as a conspiracy theorist feel like that they are going to come with pitchforks for both sides and again, why can't you just root for people to win? You know what I mean? Just root for people to win. They're both winning. They're both learning so much out of this from each other, and it's only been 10 days.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
watching Hiller be or have you seen has anybody even seen a video? Let me put this out there to the crowd. Has anybody even seen a video by Hiller put out yet about Athena? Anything?
Mhm.
A story other than him saying hello. I don't know what this is. All of a sudden, I'm getting um, but I haven't seen anything. All I've heard is that people message her and are messaging her like crazy, but I have not seen Hiller put out a single thing that w- he hasn't even started yet. Give him a second.
Yeah. That's that whole thing about like, well, because they said this, so now I need to know every step of the way. You don't.
You don't. You're not
You
entitled to
don't.
it.
No, you're not. And so many people feel like that they're entitled to it. I understand this whole idea and this whole concept about checking on her and seeing if she's okay and she's receiving that however she's receiving that from people that might have turned her away before that are interested in her now, this, that, and whatever. Like, okay, fine. But at the end of the day, it's his choice on what he wants to share. It's her choice on what she wants to share. Are we all nosy as fuck and want to know? Yeah,
Of course we are.
yeah, PK, I agree with you. I want
I
to know
want to
too.
know,
We
yeah.
all want to know. We're like those creepers that are like trying to peek through the door and like not or knock on the door and peek through the window, like let us in, show us what's going on. But at the end of the day, we have to wait and we get what they give. That's what we got, you know?
Let's see. What
Oh,
you
me,
got,
yep,
PK?
yep.
PK, I wanted to watch their first discussion from coach athlete relationship perspective. Yeah, that was a conversation I had right after I talked
Yes,
to you.
their discovery call.
Yeah,
Yep.
I talked to her. That was the conversation I just had with her. I feel like you were right, and there are just little things that she doesn't want shared, but at the same time, she also wants this video to come out. Like she wants to like and that's why I say like I don't know if he might be a little nervous and needs her to just say like, "Hey, this is what I don't want put out, but go ahead and run with everything else and just put that out," and give him a little bit of like, "I'm not going to fail her if I put out the wrong thing," kind of thing.
I think it's more about going back to communication. They have to be comfortable having honest conversations with each other. And if this is something that they both want to that or that she wants to televise and she wants to share as openly as she's going to share, then she has to have the conversation with him. And I'm not saying that she hasn't, but it just needs to be more of that communication of like I want to share more on this, right now.
I
You
find
know what
it
I mean?
interesting because
So,
I think she is very excited now, and I think he's very like reserved in a way that I haven't noticed him ever be reserved with anything ever.
mhm. Mhm.
Because he doesn't wanna let that this is only my opinion, because he doesn't wanna let her down. So, I think he doesn't wanna make a wrong step with her, specifically,
Mhm.
which I get.
Could be, yeah.
I mean, she is literally the darling of CrossFit. She is the darling, like, she's just everybody that's ever talked to her is like, she is the most amazing human being with the most amazing energy.
Mhm.
Uh, that's a lot of pressure on him to not fuck up. So,
And to speak nice, right?
yeah.
In public.
I wouldn't wanna fuck up either.
And to speak nice in public.
Yeah. I mean, is this
All I'm saying is that he better start these if and when he does these videos, he better start them all the same with yo, with that finger that he does in the
I
beginning.
like it too.
And then Andrew Hiller out as he points to the camera.
Philip Kelly, also a lot of pressure on Athena. Also a lot of pressure on Athena to not let Hiller down. I mean, I can see her putting that pressure on herself.
No, I think there's pressure everywhere. I think there's pressure in to do something like this so publicly. I think there's pressure that she's putting on herself. I think there's pressure that she's putting on not failing Hiller. I think there's pressure on how she has to show up with
Oh yeah, she
for
does
for
not wanna share.
for
She does not wanna fail
for her
Hiller now.
community. Like how much do I actually share? What do I share? How do I share it? Do I do it here? Do I post here? Do I do a video here? Do I do a journal here? Do I do a blog here? I'm sure there's a lot of pressure on that. I'm sure there's pressure from people in her community that's like, don't share anything. Why would you do that? Blah, 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 blah. You're putting too much light on you. Da, 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 da. Like, I'm sure there's pressure from every single part of her life right now. So I'm sure the pressure for her feels just as big as
Well,
pressure
yeah,
that he's dealing with too.
everybody wants a piece of her right now. It doesn't like it just, you know, and the thing that I always worry about is for the first time ever, she's putting herself first and taking whatever she wants her life to look like and whatever she wants to achieve. She's taking that into her own hands and she's putting herself first before anybody else. And the stress of this
Mhm.
and the stress on him combined, like, eh, for me, I just wouldn't wanna see it get derailed.
Yeah. Yep.
So oh, here we go. PK, saying things like she's the darling of CrossFit. Yeah, okay, I can see that. I hope that she doesn't hear things like that and think she has to uphold a facade of who she is in an effort to live up to those okay, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, I mean, that's what she That's what she is, though. I also hope that she doesn't hear those words and thinks that she has to. I want her to put herself first. She should put herself first. I'm proud of her for it. Um, but
Yeah, but the best way in putting yourself first, I mean, and I mean, I've never done something so publicly like this, like that obviously that she's doing, but from the work that I've done, in order to put yourself first, you have to let a lot of other stuff
go,
go.
yeah,
Like you do. Like you have to um you really have to spend the time with yourself.
yeah,
And I almost wonder if this need to share everything that she's already done in 10 days. This is 365. We're doing this for a full year. She's doing this, not we.
she's doing it for
She's
yeah,
doing this for a full year. I almost wonder if the focus on feeling like she has to share everything right now
yeah, it's a lot.
is going to take away the time that she should be spending or needs to be spending with herself. True growth and true change is going to come from her spending a lot of time with herself
Yeah,
and constantly having people pulling and being in your space or whatever without giving.
it's a lot of media.
It's
It's
a
a
lot of
lot of
media
media.
and it's a lot of conversations too.
Yeah,
And I'm not saying that like she should shut people out, but at the same time, there are probably conversations that she's having, whether it's with Hiller, whether it's with another coach that could be part of her team. Because yeah, Hiller's her coach, but it seems like she's looking into having other teammates with her
I
too.
wonder. I do you, and if anybody knows, let me know. I wonder if did either one of them have like an assistant? Like, you think about you can think about like think about Sevon or Schultz or any of the major, like they have other people doing things with them, putting videos together with them. Um, yeah, does Hiller have one like a dude like that to help him with that, or does Athena have someone? Because if all this media is coming in like gangbusters, like she said, I mean, and people that Jan Clark Hiller is solo. Oh shit.
Mhm.
Um, that's a lot. There's a lot of people that want a lot of things from them right now. They want
Mhm.
articles, they want
Yep.
emailing, like like content, videos, everybody and their mother, she said, is clamoring for that first video from Hiller. So
Yeah.
that's the
It's gonna
Hiller is a one-man show. Yikes.
it's gonna be a lot of setting boundaries. It's going to be a lot of releasing control about what other people need versus what she needs in the moment. You know?
Jan Clark Hiller openly says he will sit at the laptop 14 hours drinking. Okay. Yeah. That's a lot of
That's
C4s.
a lot of C4s. Yeah.
Philip Kelly released the video. Yeah, dude, I'm with you. And I
Yep.
think, and that's what Athena said too. She really wants the video to come out too. So hopefully they'll be able to get together and collab on what they want to show from that hour and a half, 2 hour long first phone call.
TRT.
C4 and TRT. Yeah. Yeah, he did say that once, right? Like he did say like he needs the TRT to be able to not have to nap in the middle of the afternoon.
Yep. Yep.
Dude, that's tough. That's a lot. Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, their pressure and stress goes so much further beyond just a coach with all of their she's got
That's my diet.
she she did say too that if they I feel like if they can leverage this in some way and make it just easier for themselves, I know she wants to help him as much as he wants to help her. So
I think the best success for all of this is being able to separate her actual journey and the media part of it. I think what's going to happen is that when you kind of smush them together, she's not going to be able to give everything to her actual journey because she's going to be focused so much on fulfilling the media obligations that she feels like she needs to and saying
Ooh,
yes to everybody.
hey, yeah, no, I get that. But hey, real question, just thought of this. Do you think in any world there's any chance that in Hiller's mind, like this these videos will probably show him in a really good light and make him really likable and whatever? Do you think at all it's possible he's scared of that?
It's going to show a different side
That
of
he could
him.
be shown as the good dude?
It's going to show a very different light. That goes back to what I had said earlier, is that you see somebody once in one light
Ooh.
on social media and you think you know them.
Does he lose?
Everybody thinks that they know exactly who Hiller is. They don't.
Will he lose his persona if
They
he's
don't.
the Yeah, I get you, Jeffrey, not to us. Uh, he won't lose his persona to us. He'll always have his persona for, I mean, at least for me. And I love it and whatever, but I mean, there's a little bit with him doing these videos with her that shows him being a little bit vulnerable, and I kind of wonder what that
Nah, he don't care about that.
should. I don't think Hiller has any fear. Okay, all right, fine. I submit. Like that's fine. Okay. I was just curious because what he's definitely seen as like the alpha male in the CrossFit media space and whatever, and I just like showing that he cares. But all right, cool. I'm good. I'm down with it if that's. But I'll be interested. I did want to show this video. This was super cool, and I thought
I
that.
thought you were gonna say super awesome.
Oh no, I can't say that unless Jana's on here. But Athena went for a walk in frozen temperatures the other day to do something hard, and then pause, and then oh shoot, I have two screens. My bad, I forgot I had two screens. And then this guy did friend of hers, and I thought it was really cool. Oh, two screens.
He walked too.
Yeah.
It's cold as hell outside. I wasn't gonna do this walk, but my friend Athena, she's out in the snow. She did her 30-minute walk. I'm in Louisiana, it's 30 degrees, so I figured I'd do my 30-minute walk. Got to get it in. Let me finish up and get back in the truck. Peace.
And that to me is why this is going to be so super cool. And I think that it's going to go well beyond what their intention is. And it's going to affect, yeah, me too. It's going to affect a lot more things and a lot more people than just, I think this will cause more conversations to happen that will be uncomfortable and see two people that didn't necessarily agree with each other from the beginning be able to sit down and have a conversation. And for me, that warms my my cold dead lesbian heart and makes me
cold dead lesbian.
like it just does. It's better.
This is having a ripple effect.
Yeah.
Already, and it just started. Something as simple as going for a walk, and I love seeing that. That's the number one way to become more active is just going for a walk in nature if you can. It's the best way to start.
It's super cool.
The ripple effect is already happening. So.
But thanks, guys. Hey, and if anybody ever wants to come on, or anybody that's like a absolute Hiller fan or an absolute or anything, if you want to come on and talk about this, I kind of want to do this the whole time. So if you want to shoot me a DM, this is going to be the most amazing conversation for a very long time. So I'm very stoked about it. But thanks, guys, for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. It was really cool. Appreciate you guys. Deuces.
Bye, guys.